So if you want to see what to expect in sharpening as far as the amount of effort or time or ability for just normal everyday sharpening for hairstylists, this is the video to watch. If you're new to my channel, you're thinking of getting into shear sharpening, go to our website, bonika.com, and there's an information package you can download. So let's get into sharpening. So these 3 shears belong to Amanda. And Amanda, this is her school shears, which actually are Joelle Brisky's. They're not bad shears. This one, I'm not sure of the brand name. But it's a nice little convex edge. Looks like she's never had them sharpened, or if she has, they've done a good job. And then she has these Hanzo shears. And Hanzo, they want you to send it back to them for sharpening. She says that they dull out within 2 months and less, and you have to send them back and be without their shears. And so you see I've got them here today, so she's not wanting to send them off. And she said her rep in this area is disappeared. And I've heard that from a couple of different places. So here's my little cheat sheet, I call it. I don't have to look at this anymore, but when I train people, they've got these steps they can go through. My first step is to inspect, pre-test, and consult. So I've kind of consulted with her. They all look like they're convex. All of them, the screws adjusted reasonably tight. And I'm just going to cut some dry paper. Wet cuts dry paper. And this is toilet tissue. And this one, I had to use some effort to cut. Let's see how this one cuts. Oh yeah, that one definitely doesn't cut. That's the Hanzo. So let's start with the easiest one first. The biggest problem what I'm seeing with this one, it has a pull at the tip. I could feel a pull. Let's see how it cuts hair. If she was still here, I'd probably consult with her about whether she needs these sharpened or not. I'm not feeling any nicks. They don't cut bad. I think she just wanted to get them sharpened because she brought the other ones here. So I don't need to do much to these, but I'm going to go through all the steps. So the first was to consult, pre-test them. Then I'm going to take them apart. So let's see what time we're starting here. So if I don't get interrupted, it's 10:20 a.m. I need to be out of here by 11:30. So I would like to get these done in an opportune time. I'm checking for my washer. My stone's fairly flat. This is a 2000 grit stone. I'm cleaning up my shears. Don't get alcohol on your stone. And even though I've been sharpening for over 30 years, I like to color in my ride line. It just makes it faster. Of course, it helps to have a marker that's not dried up. There, I can get a little bit out of it. Let's see if there's another marker in here. Refresh my marker a little bit. Works. Here's a little trick on your marker. Wet it with some alcohol. Put it back in here. Sometimes that'll work. Pressure over the pivot. The whole blade is on there. Don't ever attempt to do this without taking your shears apart, because you won't get a flat ride line. And the ride line is this little shiny line that makes a backwards J. Now I know I'm flying through some of these details here, but because you really can't learn how to sharpen watching one of these little short videos. Kind of get an idea how I do it, but I would be... Alright, so I think I'm going to go straight to a, oh, that's a 1500. And I'm set at 35. Let me bring that up to 40. She says she uses her Hanzos for slide cutting. So these other ones aren't slide cutting. They don't need to be as sharp. And you know, slide cutting on dry hair is tough on your shears. I mean, regardless of who makes them. Now this is sandpaper. This happens to be 1500 grit, which is a little finer than I really like to start with, but I don't want to get up and go hunt for more paper. So this would be my next step on here. I took them apart, cleaned them with alcohol, marked the edges, created the ride line, set the clamp, and now I'm starting the outside sharpening. And I've got a burr at the 1500 grit. But I'm going a little blunter than maybe they were sharpened last time. So that's pulling the burr up a little bit faster. But I'm just making that decision that these are probably not her slide cutting shears. And a little blunter edge will hold its angle a little bit longer and last a little bit longer. Removing the burr. I don't like the way that stone feels. I go over it with my Negura stone. Got to stay a little bit clean today. Our Sunday school teacher passed away last weekend, and I'm going to the funeral. And that's today. All right, I think I've removed the burr. Yep. And then polishing pad. This was white at one time. I could add extra paste and extra polish to it, but I think it's fine. I want to roll it up a little bit so I'm not set exactly at that 40 degrees. And I'm going in here. What speed am I going? 50%, both of them. Looks good. And these cut good before, but she's paying me to put an edge on them, so I'm putting a new edge on them. A nice fresh edge. Make sure I've got all my washers. Square peg goes in the round hole. Did I steal that? No, that's washer goes with that. Sometimes you don't know whether they're supposed to have two washers or not. Put a little oil on here. And the two edges are going together. I put this in here. Some people have a hard time putting shears together, and others it's no problem at all. Usually when people come in for training and they're here 2 days, I give them a whole box of shears just to practice taking apart and putting together, because some people, it's, you know, and I have a, you know, variety that I've collected over the years, so you can see some of the different types of screws that you're going to see out there. But these, like what I've got here, are the most common, most typical. So this, you know, I might call this video Ordinary Shear Sharpening for the Salon. So I'm cutting first, making sure I've cut any burr off. Double checking the tip. Because remember I said I felt something at the tip before. That tip is a little sharp. I'm going to round it off. Going back to my 1500 grit. That feels better. Double checking my adjustment. And feeling a tiny pull there. That's probably what she was talking about. The reason she wanted them sharpened was more that tip. Still feeling it. Let's go with something coarser. I'm feeling to see if it's scratchy. Seeing if I can put my fingernail in between the two blades. That's got it. No pull at all. So that shear is done. Let me check on my tissue. 2 squirts of water. Thumb out. Drum roll, please. Perfect. And I'm extra checking that tip. No pull. So we're good. So let's check my watch. 9 minutes. 10:29. And that was with me talking. And that was with having to work on the tip. So those shears are done. Do you want to watch me do the other 2 shears? Well, that's going to be another video.